Oh, wow. This is big. And it's pouring right now outside of DC. So if you hear rain in the background, that's what it is. Uh, I could try to avoid it by going into a soundproof room or something, but I'd rather just get this out there now. This is huge. It's absolutely huge. So nearly 8 years later, I get final vindication on the scandal known as Pizzagate. And Pizzagate was never the absurd claim that Hillary Clinton was slaughtering children in the basement of a pizza shop and single handedly coordinating a global child trafficking ring, also from the basement of this random pizza shop. That was never Pizzagate. That was the weird cover up story that journalists at Salon and the Daily Beast and other leftoid rags chose to tell basically a fairy tale about Pizzagate to discredit it instead of what it actually was. And so this journalist, Ian Carroll, who has his own show, he was the guest on Rogan today. And the actual whole episode isn't even up yet. People are posting clips of it. But I'm going to play part of their interview so you can hear what they said. And then I'll give you my thoughts. So again, this is from today's interview, Joe Rogan and Ian Carroll.
Guy come in and
I already know
fire
where
up
you're
that
going,
shot. I felt like that was a great way to put a halt to all the looking into the Podesta
exactly
emails.
what that was.
Because then all of a sudden it's a kook thing. Now it's a crazy person and a dangerous person because he's got a gun. You're causing dangerous people to take their guns.
Just like with the vaccines, it's like they always have to make it dangerous, right?
Yeah.
It's dangerous to say that this might have side effects, right?
Because
And
if
in
you
that
read
case,
those emails,
exactly right.
those emails are bananas.
They're not explained.
They're talking about young kids who are going to be coming to a party to have fun. They're talking
They'll be
about
in the
pizza
pool,
and
they will
hot
be there
dogs.
for sure. $65,000 worth of hot dogs flown from Chicago for a
There's-
White House party.
The whole thing is like very weird.
Did you ever see the archived Instagram post from James Alefantis' Instagram?
No.
Because that's a dark place. So that there's so many layers to Pizzagate that they tried to cover up intentionally for very good reason.
Well, how about the logos?
Well, the thing is, I avoid in the way I've talked about it, I've avoided all the symbols and logos and even some of the pizza stuff because I think there's so much more ripe, clear evidence that is way more powerful. And James Alefantis' Instagram account is a great example where
Can you find it online?
so you cannot find it on Instagram anymore. It's only been archived onto other sites, which is kind of sketchy because it's like, how do I know you're not adding photos and stuff? So you kind of have to dig and cross-reference over and over and over to make sure that you're getting sort of like the consensus, because everyone watched as it happened. So people like Liz Crokin, people like Alex Jones, like they saw these things come out. And you can find plenty of different archives of all of James Alefantis' Instagram posts. And there are things like photos of children with their arms taped to tables. And the caption is, looks like a fun time. And then people that have always been commenting on his posts, like the people that are interacting with his posts all the time, have even weirder Instagrams where it's like kill room. And there's a coffin that's open and things like that. There's like a photo of like a walk-in freezer and it's like, man, looks like you've been having a fun weekend. Things like that are just super dark. And a bunch of babies and a bunch of symbolism, a bunch of children. And it's all photos on their Instagram in plain daylight. And it all got scrubbed, obviously.
Jesus
and that's not to
Christ.
mention Podesta's art collection and the Marina Abramovich connections. It goes on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the Clintons with the Haiti scandals, with the cocaine in Arkansas. It's like the thing is that we sound crazy. I sound crazy to someone that doesn't do their own research because you just there's so many layers of like crazy shit that's happened with some of these people.
Yeah.
That if you don't know the history of a person like Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton.
All right, I'm going to leave that there because I want you guys to listen to the whole interview. Again, it's the Ian Carroll episode, which if it's not up yet on YouTube, it'll be up later tonight. So yeah, they go into all of it. And what's weird is years ago when I was talking about the same emails that Ian Carroll is now laying out in front of Joe Rogan, my 7 episodes with Rogan, nearly 21 hours or 20 hours of conversation talking about things like the cryptocurrency revolution before it even happened, when you could buy a whole Bitcoin for like $150. I was telling Rogan about how this is the future and all this stuff. And then I stumbled across those sad WikiLeaks emails of John Podesta and his friends talking about the cross-country transport of single slices of pizza and the hot tub that Ian Carroll has talked about. They'll be in that hot tub for sure, talking about the transport of a 6-year-old for quote entertainment. That was again the email was for entertainment, literal child trafficking. And so what happened to me is Rogan frantically deleted our 7 episodes. Again, more than 20 hours of conversation. Either he or his booker and producer Matt Staggs are the ones who made that call, and they made the call because some of the biggest people on crypto, in crypto Twitter, some of the biggest influencers, like I remember that guy Kobe. I think he still posts stuff. But Kobe was the big one. A lot of people in crypto followed him. This guy Kobe, whatever his real name is. And Kobe was saying David Seaman has gone off the deep end. He's crazy. He's claiming that these people are child traffickers and maybe even cannibals or Satanists or something. He's totally lost it. So it was big guys like him who told everybody in crypto to ditch me. And then I got banned from this platform and several other platforms. And then it was 7 years of life without an audience aside from my newsletter, which we, even without any promotional legs up, we turned into a multi-thousand subscriber newsletter. And as of January, Google sent me an apology email and brought all my subscribers back here. I'm very grateful for the good relationship with Google now. And I got everything back, and of course, in the meantime, crypto came in, so I'm not like a sad person. I've got the resources to live a great life. But yeah, it was a wrong that was done to me. And what's weird is my dad passed away over the summer. May he rest in peace. And my dad, till his last days, believed that Rogan was going to come around to the fact that I was right, specifically Rogan. And he believed that Trump was going to be reelected. And at the time, over the summer, one Bitcoin was like half its current price. It looked like Trump was not going to be reelected. It looked like the felony charges were going to be enough to keep him from gaining enough American support. And my dad was saying, nope, Trump will be back in there. You'll be vindicated on Pizzagate. Even Joe Rogan will do an episode or two to explain this scandal to people, and you'll be able to hold your head high. And that's exactly what happened. So thanks for having more faith in me, Dad, than I had in myself. After 7 years, you start to wonder, am I crazy? Because everybody's saying I'm crazy, and people who used to work with me and used to interview me now won't even return my emails. People like Matt Staggs and the people at the Young Turks don't even return my emails anymore. People at Huffington Post. That's okay. They revealed themselves as small people, very small people. And again, people like Kobe and the crypto community, you literally slowed down the public understanding of the extent of human trafficking, the extent of elite predation on our nation's children. You literally extended the process of them being able to obfuscate this and stay, out of the public eye for years by dismissing me as a crazy person. I got Bitcoin right. I got Ethereum right. Why would I not have gotten this right when I was just reading a guy's emails, literally reading his own emails that were published on WikiLeaks? And it was too weird. The attachments, the weird images, the Instagram accounts, which again were real. I was there when these accounts were being revealed. I didn't just see the screenshots. There were a few days where these people's accounts were unlocked and they didn't really realize that we were onto them. And I saw their actual accounts. It was weird pictures of babies with euros, like 20,000 euros, like a big stack of high note euros stuffed in a baby's mouth, and comments like, sounds fun, looks like a good one. And I was even back then saying, are they selling these babies or something? Like, who stuffs 100 euro notes in a baby's mouth like they're a prostitute or a stripper or something, and takes these weird glamour photos and posts it on Instagram? And who are these freaks commenting like, looks fun, gonna be another good weekend, see ya in the kill room, like hashtag kill room? Like, these are not normal people. And yet these people were also posting a personal thank you letter from Hillary Clinton for hosting an event in their pizza shop. So there was a connection to the pizza shop, and that was it, is that Hillary had swung by there to do some private fundraisers. But at no point were we claiming that the world's children were being slaughtered in the basement of some pizza place. That was the lie that was cooked up by operatives at the Daily Beast and elsewhere. The guy who wrote that smear piece about me at the Daily Beast, I said to him at the time, I was like, look, man, just journalist to journalist. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you singling me out with hit pieces? Why don't you just take 5 or 10 minutes to read some of the emails I'm talking about? They're on WikiLeaks. They're on wikileaks.org. You're a journalist. You're allowed to go over there. Why don't you read a few of these bizarre emails and then circle back and tell me what you think? And he said, "Oh no, that's above my pay grade." Literally said to me, "That's above my pay grade." Which is usually not something a journalist or a content creator says, your pay grade. That's what that's what spies say. And that's what people in the military say, right? Because in the military you have a rank and a pay grade. It's almost like these were fucking operatives just sent in to make this scandal sound ridiculous. When it seems like at day's end, these people were they were trafficking something. They were using a code language and they were trafficking something. Now, was it children? Was it drugs? Was it illicit money? That's where younger journalists like Ian Carroll have to take over, because I'm covering other things now. My fascination with that is no longer here because I feel like I figured it out and the world didn't understand what I was saying. But now the world understands, right? If Joe Rogan understands it, it means his listeners will soon understand it, which means the world gets it. It's really not that hard to get. When you see these sick images on Instagram and some of the richest people in the world are commenting, I mean, Alephantis has been rumored to be a relative of the Rothschilds, commenting this sick stuff, and it doesn't seem like it's comedy, and it doesn't seem like it's even like gore or, kind of dark stuff. It seems like that's what these people are potentially into, and they're just above the law for whatever reason. And again, that patsy went in there with that single bullet that was fired, harmed nobody. Apparently the bullet shattered the restaurant's hard drive. The odds of that are, you guys could do the math. The odds of firing a single bullet doesn't harm anyone in the pizza shop. Oh, conveniently, the hard drive was shattered by the bullet, so the police didn't bother to do any computer forensics on James Alephantis' restaurant or the computer in the back room. And this guy goes to jail for a couple of years, this total patsy whose father, I believe his father or one of his close relatives was an FBI agent at the time that he was arrested for, again, firing a single bullet toward a pizza shop, hurt nobody, clearly a crazy person, or a patsy who was, told to do this. And they also, you did a shameful thing, David Seaman. You did a very shameful thing because you could have gotten real people hurt. And then after I was banned by YouTube, whenever I talked to anybody in law enforcement about Pizzagate, that was the finger wag, is you could have gotten real people hurt. It's like, really? You're actually slowing down, again, the understanding of what's going on here, and you're putting children in harm's way as a result. So those of you in law enforcement who didn't do a fucking thing for 8 years, hey, you know who you are. But that's it, guys. Go listen to that Rogan episode, and you'll hear from me later in the week or next week.